Hi, my name is Justin Yomot, and this is the Cards and Talk podcast. Before we get into this week's episode, I want to give a thanks to our sponsor, the Everett Arkansas. The Everett Arkansas have sponsored me throughout 2020 and are a great team. They are the single A affiliation to the Seattle Mariners. With the season being canceled, they have made sure that the fans have been keeping up with them and have had some trivia nights and have been really helping the community and trying to keep everyone busy and not go crazy. So make sure to give them a follow on Instagram at Everett Arkansas. And when the season starts again next year, maybe come to a game. Now, let's get back into this week's podcast. Now, for card of the week this week is my Nico Hono autograph graded 10 from Beckett. I really like this card, and it's also a holographic from a 35-year anniversary. It's a very cool card, and one of my favorites in my collection as of right now. As Nico Hono's been doing great with the Cubs, I predicted that he'd win Rookie of the Year, and right now, he's looking like a real candidate. And so I'm really glad to have an autograph of him, and it is also certified. It was IP, and I really think that he's going to skyrocket in value, and this card I have now, could be worth a ton in the future. And I do think that Nico Hono is going to be a great player in the league for years to come, and maybe even be a top-tier second baseman in a few years. I absolutely love Nico Hono, one of my favorite players to watch. Great kid. I can't wait to see what he does next. Why do I love baseball? There's countless reasons why I love baseball and I'm such a huge fan. One of them being is when I was playing or just watching, I would have no care in the world. It's just I would get away from everything. I wouldn't think about anything important. Everything, I was just relaxed, having a good time, enjoying the game. And it was really great for me as if I was dealing with something big, I could just go play baseball and I wouldn't have to think about it. And it's helped me get through a lot of things with baseball. I'll just go out, play, or go watch some games or highlights, and my stress will just melt away. And that's a huge reason why I love baseball. It's kind of like a getaway from the world for me, and I can just go and enjoy it. And I don't have to have a care in the world. I don't have to worry about my next homework assignment. I can just think, what's gonna happen next? Who's gonna get the next hit? Is it gonna be a strikeout? Is it gonna be a ground out? Are they gonna hit a home run, a triple? I'm just being able to be carefree, and I really enjoy that. I also have always loved doing drafting things, like drafting a team on MLB The Show or NBA 2K. I've always loved to draft, and so I always loved doing fantasy baseball. I've really gotten into it competitively as of recently in the past few years, and plan on starting to host some Cards and Talk baseball leagues. I think I'm going to start that next year. And so I really love doing fantasy baseball because it gives me a chance to draft all the players I like to watch, and I like to just see how they do, and I can keep better track of them on that. And I can just play fantasy, and I love fantasy sports. I play fantasy baseball and fantasy football. I'm not a huge fan of fantasy basketball though. But I really like fantasy and getting to draft my team, and that's another thing that keeps me closer to the game. And my love for baseball was built when I was really young. So going to games as a young kid was awesome because I was able to interact with the players, and that really helped build a foundation of my love. And multiple times I've gotten balls at games. See, this is used in the major leagues. And getting a piece of the game I thought was always really cool. And so that's another reason why I love going to games is I can meet up with players. Last time I went to an Arnold's game, I met up with Travis Kuhn. We talked and we recorded the podcast. Baseball has such a great way to interact with the players and sometimes even get a piece of the game. And you just get to keep that. And I'll always remember getting to meet up with Travis Kuhn and doing that. That will forever be awesome to me. And just, the players are always super nice. As you know, I've interviewed 9 professional athletes. They were all super nice, and I wish them all the best. And I really appreciate that they are so humble and want to give back to the fans. And just going to games is always awesome to me. and just getting to sit down, watch the game you love in person, like interact with the players. Just I think that's very awesome and a unique thing that I think you get in football and basketball, but not really as much as baseball. I just feel like baseball is just something has something special about it that's just better than football and basketball in my opinion. And just I could not think of anything better to do than just sit down at Ridley Field with a nice hot dog and just enjoy a baseball game. I think that is one of the best things to do in my life, and I was very sad when the season was put on hold and it was found out that no fans will be in attendance because I always loved going to games. Another thing about baseball that I really like is how they do baseball cards so well. I'm a huge card collector, as you know, so I love just getting memorabilia and cards. Like I feel like baseball cards are like iconic, unlike football and basketball. Like baseball cards just like go back centuries. You have the Honus Wagner team 206. Like there's just so many awesome aspects of the cards that I think are really cool. How they get game used jerseys, bats, buttons, and sometimes penises and cleats. I think that's super cool, and I just feel like they do the cards of their sport very well, and I usually love the design, and I feel like that's like a huge part of what makes baseball. Baseball is having those awesome cards that kids love to just collect and trade, and just I feel like the aspect of baseball cards is very cool and really helps add on to the game that I love. Also, I consider myself a huge history buff. It's always been my favorite subject in school, and baseball is America's pastime. Like so, I hear a lot about baseball when I'm learning about history quite a bit, and I feel like that's really cool. Like my my favorite sport and my favorite subject, like I see that quite a bit, and I think that's really cool. And it's another reason why I love baseball. As I said, there's a tons of reasons why I love baseball, and I'm always going to. And I just wish I could be at games. And so that's some reasons why I love baseball. Let me know why you love baseball down below in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.